Hello? No. Echo 19 and 55. I wasn't able to make it today. I don't know. I'll talk to you later. Ciao.
Are we on the air? Roger. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. America. Wherever you are, this is Walter Windshield coming to you from a secret and undisclosed location in the Arizona desert at a meet with all 5 heads of the families. Everyone seems relaxed while having lunch. This must be a very important meet and everyone is excited in anticipation of the keynote speaker Mr. Mustang 200 in line 6. I believe I see Mr. Mustang approaching the motor podium now. Yes. He's now slowly making his way to the rostrum. As an uninvited guest, I'm going to make like leaves on a tree and quickly leave before I am discovered. This is Walter Windshield signing off. Good night, Mr. and Mrs. America, wherever you are.
Thank you. 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 Thank you all. First, let me say I'm very happy to be here and speaking with all of you today. I'm also very pleased that all of you found your way to this is the secret and an undisclosed location only the time. Now for you new family heads to hear that do not to know me and to have asked the question of the who am I the I. Let me say this. It is not a question of the who am I the I. It is a question of the who I am. I am a Mr. Mustang 200 in Atlanta the 6. Also known as the straight of the 6, the 2 plus of the 2, and from the great state of the Texas as the Secretary 6 of the pack. Now I see representing us to here today from the north of the end is a Mr. the Fan of the Blade, also known as the stock of the 4 blade, and the 15 inch of the 6 of the blade, aluminum upper the grade. And representing the west of the side of the day is a Mr. Distributor, also known as the stock of the lower man. And today, from the south of the end, is a Mr. Transit Emission, also known as the C4, the C6, and the 4 on the floor. And representing us today from the east of the side is the Mr. ENDPLAY Manifold, also known as the stock loggerhead of manifold. Hey, Mr. Orange, was that you?
No, Papa, that was not me. Just a little respect.
Well,
that's all I ever asked for. I'm smart.
Well, paper the down the back of there. You're embarrassing to me in the front. All of my friends are here today. And when I get home, I'm gonna smack your mama, cause there ain't no way you come from my genes. Now today, I want to discuss the number 1 thing. And that is just a nasty business of why we all can't just get along. I had to send a Mr. Radiator out for his own protection over this nasty over the heater business in a stop and a go traffic. And a Mr. Distributor there. His are the points of the point, and he constantly advancing the outer side of his of the territory with the out authority. Mr. Transit Emission there. He keeps a slipping and a sliding when he needs to be a peeping and a howling. And Mr. ENDPLAY Manifold here. He got all of the air, and he got all of the fuel like so many spare RPMs in his carburetor, yet he refuses. He refuses to share. Therefore, I make an offer that you cannot refuse. And that is that we all get a full and a completed checkup.
Also known as the Automotive Machine Shop Mesa, Arizona.
Come to the mirror. Come to the mirror. Never discuss the family business out of sight of the family. What's the matter with you? Oh, Mama Mia. Mama Mia, Daddy sure did hurt. Well, as I was saying, we all got to get a full and a completed excuse me. This excuse me. It's a little bit of warm in here. Now, as I was saying, we all got to get a full and a completed to check it out. I want to excuse me. It excuse me. Now, as I was saying, I wanted to bring a Mr. Radiator back. But I'm a suspicious man. Excuse me. Someone want to cut the AC on it. Just a little bit of warm in it here. Now, as I was saying, I want to bring a Mr. Radiator back. But I'm a very suspicious man. And should a rock come accidentally flying through the grill and blow a hole into him? Or should the fan blade mysteriously fly off and destroy him? Then I will hold everyone here today responsible. Now, having said that, let me say this. I swear on my dearly out of headers, I will not be the first to break this block that we built here today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Mr. Detonate. Mr. Detonate. Mr. Detonate. Bada bip, bada ping. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Mr. Orange. Mr. Orange. Mr. Orange. I know it was you, Mr. Orange. You're broken in my heart. Come back. Come back, Mr. Orange.
Nice to see you. It's been a long time. Just as long.
Well, it has been a long time, but patience does have its rewards. I have given up on Mr. Orange ever returning all of my phone calls, so I will take a quick review of the bottom side of this block without this guy. After I installed the cam, I then began to install the main bearings and crankshaft. I began by aligning all of the upper main bearing notches with each of the notches in the block. And here I kept the back of all main bearings and the mating surfaces of the block clean and dry. I used no lubricants at all there. Then I flushed each bearing to the block mating surface. I then coated all of the bearing surfaces with break-in lube. I installed the rear main seal with the V-notch facing my radiator that left the other side facing the transmission. Well, duh. On the upper rear main seal, I put a film of oil on it, making sure to keep the ends of that rear seal clean and free from oil. Then I placed the upper rear seal in with one end about 1/8, maybe a 1/4 inch above the mating surfaces of the block. I recoated the upper rear seal lip that contacts the crankshaft journal, making sure again that I did not put any oil on the seal end. I also put a thin coat of oil on the crankshaft journal itself. Now with all the upper bearings in place, I carefully set the crankshaft in. And bada bip, bada boom, looking good. Let's see, here I was able to set the lower rear seal in place on the crankshaft seal journal with a coat of oil on the seal and lip that contacts the crankshaft journal. Again, I made sure I did not get any oil on this rear seal ends. Now with the rear main cap, I had to remove the pin that held the old rope seal in place. It kept the old rope seal from slipping and slapping. well, anyway, it had to come off when using the new rubber type seal. I was unable to punch this little guy out, so I used a Dremel tool. It worked great, and I covered the area with Right Stuff sealer. And man, that stuff cost a bunch of change. Next, I aligned the bottom bearing notches to the main cap notches, and again, keeping the back side of the bearing surfaces and the main cap surfaces clean and dry. No oil. Now let's see now. Each main bearing cap is numbered, and it has an arrow that points to the front of the engine. So I started at the rear of the engine and worked up to the front. I put a coat of pre-lube on each bearing before I secured it to the block. And again, another bada bip, bada boom, looking better. This is it. The fifth main bearing cap back from the front is the thrust bearing. It has a T and an arrow embossed on it pointing to the front of the engine. This is the bearing all of my oil ring gaps are looking at. You know, I can just hear Mr. Oil Ring talking to the wipers.
Hey, Mr. Wipers, I can see the thrust bearings from my house.
Okay. I thought it was funny. Now, starting at the rear of the engine, I pre-lubed each bearing and then set the main cap in place by carefully aligning one end in the recessed area on the block, and using a rubber mallet with a firm hit. Again, another bada bip, bada boom. Perfecto. Well, you know, for me, I just felt better following the directions of the arrows, so go figure. I then snugged all of the main cap bolts down by hand. Now I checked the crankshaft ENDPLAY. It's really hard to see, but I had 6 thousandths ENDPLAY. The specifications call for 4 minimum and 12 thousandths maximum. Having 6 thousandths, I called it dead on. You know, had that been less than 4 thousandths or more than 12 thousandths, I would have
cried a tear because of you. I cried a tear.
Well, I probably would have gone berserk. But anyway, now I come back and torque all of the main caps to specifications and in the correct sequence. And this is the correct sequence that I followed. Well, that's all the time I have for this meet. But keep your powder dry, because part 3 is coming real soon. And remember, today is the first day of the rest of your life.
I can't believe that we must part. Come back to stay. Let's make a new start.